Members of the public may be subject to police searches. However, police officers are only permitted to conduct searches of people, vehicles, and property for the purposes of protecting the public and finding evidence in certain circumstances. An officer can ask you at any time if you consent to being searched, but they must give you a reason why they want to search you, and they must ensure you understand what may happen if they find something. You have the right to refuse to consent at any time. Here are the reasons why an officer may search you without your consent. If you are being detained, an officer may do a pat-down search for safety, such as searching for a weapon. Or, if you are under arrest, an officer may search you or your belongings for safety or for evidence relating to your arrest. This search may extend to your immediate surroundings, or with a search warrant for a DNA sample. An officer cannot search you during any other type of interaction without your consent or a warrant. But what happens if an officer wants to search your car, home, or cell phone? Watch this.
I've been pulled over while driving my car. Can an officer search my vehicle?
An officer cannot search your vehicle unless you consent to the search, or they have reasonable grounds to believe there is evidence of a crime in plain view, such as a weapon, alcohol, or drugs, and they believe the evidence may be removed or destroyed before they can get a search warrant. Or you are under arrest and the vehicle is part of your immediate surroundings when placed under arrest. Depending on the circumstance, the officer has to connect the car to you at the time of arrest, and the search must be linked to the reason for arrest. The area of the car searched, such as the trunk, must also be linked to the reason for arrest, or the officer has a warrant to search your vehicle.
You can consent to having your car searched at any time. An officer can ask you, but they must give you a reason why they want to search the vehicle, and they must inform you that if the search turns up evidence of a crime, you may face criminal charges. You have the right to say no to the search, or you can ask for a moment to contact a lawyer.
If an officer insists on searching my vehicle, what are my options?
If you refuse to be searched and the officer believes that they have the right to conduct the search may still be conducted. If you feel you have been wrongly searched, you can file a complaint with the Office of the Independent Police Review Director or directly to a Toronto Police Service supervisor. Even if you do not agree with the search, it is important that you do not physically interfere with the search of the vehicle, as that can result in a criminal charge, such as obstruct or assault peace officer. If the officer does not have reasonable grounds, the search can be deemed illegal. You do have the right to contact a lawyer. Remember, the officer should have properly informed you of the grounds or reason for the search.
I was at the park with my friends when another group of people got into a fight. I recorded some of it on my cell phone. Now the police are here. Can they search my phone?
An officer cannot search your phone unless you consent to the search. An officer can ask you at any time if you consent to having your phone searched, but they must give you a reason, and they must ensure you understand what may happen if they find something. Or you have been arrested, and the cell phone is part of your immediate surroundings when placed under arrest. The search of the cell phone must be linked to the reason for your arrest. Or you have been arrested and they believe a search must be urgently done to preserve or discover evidence, or for safety, or they have a warrant. If your phone has a password, you do not have to provide it to the officer. You have the right to remain silent. Officers may use other technology to unlock your phone. You should also know there is no authority for police officers to take your cell phone simply because you used it to record police activity. An officer must have reasonable grounds to believe that your phone contains evidence of a criminal offense, and it must be taken immediately in order to preserve that evidence. An officer will still require a warrant to search your phone in these circumstances unless these are exigent circumstances. An officer cannot search your home unless you consent to the search. An officer can ask you at any time if you consent to having your home searched, but they must give you a reason, and they must ensure you understand what may happen if they find something. Or they have a warrant to search the home for evidence. Or they have an arrest warrant and an entry warrant, also known as a feeding warrant, for someone in the home and the search is limited to locate that person. Or there is evidence in the home relating to a serious offense and they need to secure the evidence immediately or it might be lost or destroyed. An officer may obtain a search warrant to continue the search in the home. Another reason an officer can enter your home is if they are in hot pursuit. This is when the police are pursuing someone with the intent of arresting them and that person enters the home. The police are permitted to continue the pursuit into the home for the purpose of executing the arrest. These are the ways police officers are allowed to search you, your belongings, your vehicle, or your home. Remember, at any time you have the right to ask the police officer why they are doing a search. Every circumstance can be different. Specific questions should be directed to legal counsel. Free legal advice is available 24 hours a day by calling Legal Aid Ontario at 1-800-668-8258. You also have the right to ask for the officer's name and badge number. They have to provide it to you. If you refuse to be searched and the officer believes that they have the right to conduct the search may still be conducted. If you feel you have been wrongly searched, you can file a complaint with the Office of the Independent Police Review Director or directly to a Toronto Police Service supervisor.